Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and this is my first impressions look on the Rigorer AR1. So this shoe, of course, is Austin Reaves' shoe. It's his signature shoe with Rigorer. And it's going for $100 on Kickscrew, but I also checked on their website, Rigorer, and it's going for $145. So I don't really know what's going on with that. But if you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave a link in the description box. I mean, this is one of the most interesting shoes of this year, in my personal opinion, so far. This shoe is really interesting because it's got some pretty cool things going on. You know what I mean? And also, this is the ice cream colorway. I do like this color. It's a pretty clean colorway. So anyways, let's get started right off with the tracciones. And the traction is feeling freaking amazing, guys. Just on my wood floors, it has an amazing stop, it feels like, and has a nice loud high pitch squeal, like super duper loud, which of course has nothing to do with performance. Yes, I know, but I like to have a nice loud squeak, and this shoe has got that. And it's just weird because there's a lot of crap on here. Sorry, but the pattern is just kind of like blobs. You know, we have some points of interest and kind of like blobs out, I guess, right? For a lack of a better word. But yeah, the traction is feeling really good, and whatever rubber compound they're using is really nice, right? And also for durability, the durability also seems pretty good. You know, the grooves are actually quite hard, very deep grooves, and also pretty thick, you know. And we have, I guess, like where the ball of your foot is, we do have a thicker pattern here. It's not really like a groove, but it's just like a circle, and that'll be good, a little bit better for durability, right? So yeah, traction is feeling really good so far. Just we'll have to see on how it performs on dust. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but Chinese companies have the rubber compound dialed down, guys. Also, another thing that I love about Chinese companies is that they make their outsoles very durable for their demographic, right? Chinese people apparently play on outdoor courts a lot. So yeah, I mean, that's good for us, because Nike, they give us, sometimes it's just nubs, you know, and nubs even like don't bite well, you know what I mean? And they're not durable. Even on like $200 shoes from Nike, it's not durable. You can't play outdoors. So it's like, what the heck's going on? But then like Chinese companies, they give us really good rubber compound, sticks well, and durable outsole. So that's something that I really like, right? Now moving on to the heel to toe transition, it does feel pretty damn smooth here in the AR1. We have a nice rounded shape, and also this foam is actually quite soft. So that does feel nice here in the heel, and then in the forefoot, we have a pretty nice curve shape and a little bit of forefoot flex. It's actually, okay, so I got these shoes pretty much at the same time, right? So I have the 808 Ultra, and this shoe is really freaking flexible. Look at that, super duper flexible. And then I changed to the AR1, and it definitely does feel a little bit more stiff, right? There's not as much flex here in the forefoot, but we have a nice curve shape. So I mean, it's not a bad thing. It all depends, of course, on what your preference is. Honestly, I like to have a little bit more flex. I'm a more flexible forefoot type of guy, but if you want a little bit more stiffness, a little bit more rigidity in your sole, obviously this shoe is going to be good for you, right? So there's that. Moving on to the cushioning setup. So the cushioning setup is pretty interesting, right? So I've been trying to figure out what the tech is. They don't really say all too much, right? And if you look at the actual, like what it comes with, right? There are some tags, but it's all in Chinese, so I couldn't really read it. And also the tech specs on their site are a little, they're not the best, right? It just says EVA for the foam, so I'm guessing it's EVA. But here in the heel, we actually have a good amount of compression. It's actually pretty soft, but also we have this plastic piece that is caging the foam here in the heel and also in the forefoot. And this kind of reminds me of like Dragon Ball Z for some reason. I don't know why, with this kind of like these lines. But anyways, the heel does feel pretty damn nice. The court feel is pretty nice as well. I wouldn't say it's amazing court feel, especially comparing it to like the 808 808 is pretty much as good as it gets. You know what I mean? If you go any lower, then it's gonna be too low. So I feel like this is pretty average, maybe a little bit better than average for a court feel, which of course is a good thing. But also we do have something here in the forefoot, right? Probably a different type of foam. But before we get into that, look at this mesh strobe board. Look at it. Oh my goodness, it's so amazing. I love this. So step and comfort is actually freaking nice. You know what I mean? Here in the forefoot, you can feel that different type of foam, right? And then here in the heel, there is a little bit of compression as well. And then the midfoot, we have this hole and it's just literally just the mesh. That's it. There's nothing there. And then of course we have this plastic. So that step and comfort is nice. The forefoot feels nice. The heel, there's nice heel compression from the actual midsole. The insole is also pretty nice, you know, it's pretty thick. There is a little bit of compression as well. And then here in the heel, we have a very nice kind of crash pad, a heel crash pad, which does improve the step and comfort in the heel as well. So that all feels super duper nice. So the cushioning setup actually feels great. I love how it feels. All right, moving on to the upper. So the upper is also pretty damn cool. So the design is inspired by a cocoon. So that's pretty cool, right? And also we have like cord embroidery, right? So going throughout the entire upper, we can see some cords, right? And it's pretty much stitched to the upper, which is pretty cool. And then underneath that, we have like a textile material as well. So this material actually does feel pretty quality. It doesn't feel really cheap at all to me. We do have some fuse at the tip of the toe. And also here in the toe box, it also looks kind of like a screen mesh, but like it feels super duper supportive. It also does overall feel pretty thin, but conforms to my foot very well. It also does feel like pretty comfortable and cozy, which I do like. And then it's coming here into the midfoot, it does stay pretty damn thin. And then for the laces, we have some flat tapeworm laces. And then on the tongue, we have something pretty damn interesting. So it's kind of like an Air Max unit. You guys remember in like the LeBron 19, they were like, oh, it's an Air Max unit in the tongue. And it's like, yeah, it was whatever, right? But then this is actually quite big. You know what I mean? So it actually takes up a good amount of the tongue. And also inside of that, there's like boost pellets a little bit, you know what I mean? That's what it kind of reminds me of. But obviously this is supposed to help with like laces. If you tighten the laces and the tongue is too thin, you can feel the laces kind of tightening on top of your foot. It doesn't feel too comfortable. So it does feel pretty damn nice, and I do like how that feels. I wish they would have made it a little bit wider maybe, but I do like it, right? Also, it's a half booty construction tongue, giving you a better overall one-to-one fit. And then we do also have some flywire cables, right? So obviously flywire is Nike, but they're pretty much using the same thing, right? We have two flywire cables here in the midfoot, right? On the lateral and also on the medial side, it does come all the way down here into the midsole, giving you better lockdown and also support. And then here in the ankle area, we do have a very, very minimal padding, super minimal padding, but then where your Achilles is, we have some silicone dots. So that'll help with heel lockdown and kind of grab your sock and keeps it down a little bit. So that also does feel nice. We have a pretty high heel tab too. So yeah, I'm liking how the overall material feels. That does feel very, very nice. Now moving on to the fit, I went true to size and fits me extremely, extremely well. It's a very, very snug fit, however, so be careful on that. If you don't like a snug fit, then obviously don't go true to size. But if you want a snug fit, then go true to size. If you want a little bit roomier, maybe go up half a size. But if you want a super roomy fit or you have a very wide foot, then probably go up a full size, because width-wise also it is slightly narrow, and here in the toe box, it is quite snug. So yeah, true to size, it was a perfect fit for me. Now moving on to the support and lockdown for lateral containment, I mean, it feels like it's gonna be very, very good, right? So here in the forefoot, we have the foam coming up, acting as a sidewall, and also we have these TPU pieces, right? Now also here in the heel, we have this TPU and also the foam coming up, acting as a sidewall. So lateral containment feels like it's gonna be good, and also like I said, this material feels super duper supportive too, right? Doesn't really like bend that easily, but also feels very soft for some reason. It's a weird feeling, you know? But also lateral stability feels okay. I mean, it's not a super wide base, it feels like, and there's not a crazy outrigger. Let's actually compare it to the 808s. I'm pretty curious. The 808s are pretty damn, oh, actually the width is pretty damn wide. Maybe it's because of foam. There's a lot of foam here on the side right here. Maybe that's why it doesn't look as wide to me, but I guess it is a pretty wide base. So lateral stability, I feel like it'll probably be pretty good because of that wider base. And then I'm not really experiencing any like heel slippage or anything like that. Now moving on to the weight of the shoe, I feel like it'll be probably average weight, right? Like 13 ounces maybe. There is a lot of foam and plastic, right? So 12.85, right? 12.85 ounces. Let's check the other shoe. 12.85 ounces on the dot. Wow. So yeah, that's pretty much average weight. It's a little bit heavier than average. The average weight of my shoes is around 12.5 ounces, but 0.3 3-5 ounces, not that much, you know what I mean? So it feels pretty average weight, and also it feels like it'll be very responsive. The traction, like I said, feels super duper good. The cushion also feels responsive, but also very, very comfortable, which is a pretty nice combo. There's not a lot of shoes that feel like that, like a soft, comfortable cushion, but like with responsiveness, because responsiveness usually comes with like a stiffer midsole or cushion, you know what I mean? So that feels really nice so far. And now moving on to the aesthetics, I love it. The aesthetics, this shoe looks absolutely amazing. This colorway looks freaking amazing. So honestly, whoever designed this shoe did a really good job. And if I was Austin Reaves, I'd be pretty excited, just because sometimes, you know what I mean, like Klay Thompson's first shoe was not the best, and that was with a Chinese company. That was a long time ago though. But yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty happy with this shoe if I was Austin Reaves, you know what I mean? So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, yes, the AR1 is feeling absolutely freaking amazing. I love how the shoe feels so far, and I'm really excited to play in these. I mean, our Chinese companies are killing it, honestly. Like, these shoes feel like the traction feels amazing, cushion feels really nice, and I do like the tongue, right? That's a pretty innovative thing. I do like the upper as well. It feels supportive, but also thin, comfortable, cozy. So yeah, my first impressions are very, very good. And again, if you guys do want to cop, I try to leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.